Alright, this one's going to be on Xterm and Xresources. So we're going to make Xterm prettier. But people ask me why I started using Xterm instead of using what I was using before, which was Quake Terminal. And the reason for that is because I want to have images inside my Ranger file manager. And you see here I can do it straight from the terminal. I don't have to open like another GUI program unless I'm doing it for animated GIFs or something like that. But you can see here, look, the images works. And another thing is you can actually do like blinky text. I'll show you an example here. All right, look at that. And I can actually use this in my script if I'm doing something dangerous and I like to have, you know, flashing red text or something like that. Then it'll remind me what the hell am I doing. All right, so that's another reason I started using Xterm. I didn't realize it can do that. And Xterm is, you know, I believe is installed by default on most distributions. Although by default it's ugly. It's like white text, not white text, white background and black text, I believe. So no one really ever really uses Xterm as their primary. They probably use it as a secondary or whatever in the beginning, but they use something else. Personally, for me, I probably would not recommend you use this terminal either. There's a lot of crap you have to deal with. So unless you're using it for a specific reason, avoid it if you could. But anyways, for the two people who asked me about this is how you set it up here. Okay. So we're gonna open our Xresources, and this is where you input all your configurations and stuff like that. So this one should be in your home folder. Was that .xresources, right? And this is the whole configurations for Xterm here. Pretty simple. You know, you want to set it to 256 colors. Your fonts that you're using, and most people they're using like Deja Vu Sans Mono, and the font size. So I put mine to 16. You can do whatever you want, right? What is the other important parts? You can do blinky pointer colors, whatever. Yeah, you want to enable, you know, selecting text and all that. So there you go. And this one is if you want to do a scroll bar. I don't really need a scroll bar because I'm using Tmux. Pretty much if the program or whatever it is doesn't work with Tmux, I don't use it. So if you're using this like for a tiling windows manager or something like that, and you're spawning multiple terminals, maybe you want to enable the scroll bar. It's up to you. All right. Other things, key binding. Okay, key binding. By default there is like no key binding, so you actually have to manually do it yourself, and this is where you would do it here. All right. So here you do like control minus or control plus. This will zoom in the fonts, and the control 0 is to set it back to normal. So let me do control minus here. Right, this will decrease the fonts, or actually zooming in, zooming out, I guess, basically. So you can increase the zoom, and if you hit control 0, this is the default, which was set to size 16 fonts that we did before. All right, but let's make this bigger since I'm doing the screencast, and a lot of people watch it from, you know, phones or tablets or different screens. This one is to what was that, copy and paste and stuff like that. So normally you do in a terminal is, you know, control shift V and control shift Z, not Z, C and V. Okay, control shift V and C. And this one is actually using your mouse button to copy. Okay, so this is button 1, aka your left button, right? So your left button, let's say for example, let's bust out another mouse pad here or whatever, and if I was copying something in here, let's say I copy this here, and as soon as you let go of the highlight, it's actually already in your clipboard, so you can actually just control V in here and I'll paste it, right? So as soon as you highlight it and let go, it's basically in your clipboard already. So I can do like control V. All right. What is this one? This one is more for what is it, button 2 here. So this is your middle click. Same thing. You highlight the selection and you do middle click, and that's it. Pretty much normal basic stuff that you have in a terminal that you want to enable. This was to enable what was it, what was that, shift insert to paste and mouse highlight to copy, right? So that's how you do that one. And I didn't want it to do full screen. I wanted to disable the full screen, mainly because it conflicts with WeChat program. And if you're using Midnight Commander, I believe they're using the alt keys also, right? So you want to disable what was that? Not the alt keys. Yeah, alt enter. Okay, so we disable that. So those are the two programs I know of, but maybe there's more, who knows. And what is this one here? So this one's to enable the alt keys to work. This one's to fix the backspace key, mainly for Emacs users. And I believe in the terminal, yeah, you hit the backspace to delete characters also, right? Other stuff in here, this one is to like selection. If you double click or something, it'll select this word, right? Double click and it'll select this whole URL. I mean, all these other stuff is optional. It's up to you. If you want to get more like in-depth information on it, you can actually go to these URLs here, and they'll explain you what each of them mean if you're really into Xterm and Xresources, right? And if you're using Tmux, the way that I manage to open like URLs is I actually just use Tmux to spawn a, what was that, well, there's URL views, there's URL scan, and I like using it with W3M, the web browser. It's a web browser, but it can also be used as a URL view alternative, and I like that better because it has like the context of it. So I'm gonna show you an example I'm talking about here. If I spawn this to a new W3M window, I can actually enable links, right, real quick. And look at that, I can enable these links now. It's in blue, and I can just hit my hotkey and it will open it in a URL, right? So boom, another one here, and you get the idea. It opens another one. Anyways, so that's how I do that, and once I'm done, I just quit out of that window and we're back to where we were, right? So that's it for how I would manage that. Now once you set this all up, you also have like themes. So I'm using the solarized themes because that's like it's more compatible with, not compatible, but it's more widespread with other applications in the terminal. So solarize here, but they do have other themes here. And when you do any changes in here, let's say for example, let me disable this theme here, this solarized theme that we're using now. So we commented that out, right? We commented all that out, and we're gonna enable this Reza theme, which is not enabled right now. We'll do that now. So now it's enabled, right? And we're gonna save this here, and we're actually gonna reload it. And what's this doing here? What was that one? And to reload the Xresources, it's kind of like if you ever use Bash or ZSH, yeah, and you add a new alias or something that you have to like reload it, or we're gonna source it. That's what we're doing here. We're using this command here, right? And that's how you would reload it. But I have it as an alias, which is this. This is my alias to do that. Same command up there. So I'm gonna reload it, and now you actually have to exit the terminal, which is Xterm here. So we're gonna exit this one here. We don't need this no more either. And we have to open Xterm again. So we're gonna open Xterm again, and you see now it has a different theme, right? Look at that. What the hell did we do before? Yes, resources. So you see there's a different theme, and I have other themes in here, but some of them looks like shit, so you can try all of them, you know, as you wish, but most of them are commented out right now. And I got this from this website here. This one is actually a dead website, but you can actually use archive.org. Was that Wayback Time Machine? And you can actually still look it up if you want. Anyways, if you want to make changes in here, like I said, you have to reload the the Xresources configurations every time. So let's say, for example, I enable the other one again. So let's comment this one out, and we're gonna enable the solarized theme again. So this one's enable again, right? We're gonna save it, and we're gonna do a reload of the Xresources again. So we reload that, and it won't look like this anymore. See, so right now it looks different when we're using all this stuff, but when we close it and we open it again, it's gonna use the other theme, or they call it color scheme, whatever, right? So we're back to where we were before, and that's how you would you know, make changes with Xresources, and it controls other terminals, settings, but pretty much all this will be in the description if you want to do the same thing. What else am I talking about? That's pretty much it, really. I mean, all these other stuff is just themes and settings for your hotkeys. And as far as how I got my Xterm to do a drop-down terminal, it's this old script that I used. Well, I talked about it a long time ago, but you can see I'm doing a drop-down kind of thing, because most people, when they're using like a SIGWINCH manager or something like that, they're spawning multiple terminals, and I don't really do that. I only spawn one, and I'm just using Tmux to, you know, do all the tiling here if I need to, right? So that's why I prefer to have just a drop down terminal, because, you know, when I'm reading something, okay, I'm good, and then I can spawn really quick, and, you know, I can do my stuff in here, and I'm back to reading the stuff, and so on and so forth. So how would I do the spawning thing here on this drop down terminal? I actually have a script that I created a long time ago. What the hell is that? GUI script, whatever. In here, it's called any term drop down, and this is probably like under 10 lines of code, really. But you need Xtool tools and WM utils, and you actually have to, you know, enable your variable for your terminal that you're using. So if you're using URXVT, then you want to enable this and disable this, so on and so forth. So you get the idea, and you gotta bind that to a hotkey. So what the hell is that one? Right, so I bind this to a hotkey, which is the grave key, aka that swiggy line under your escape key, and that's how I can spawn or make it show and hide, and it looks like it's doing the drop down terminal, right? Anyways, that's pretty much it. Anything else I need to say? Not really. As far as this, would I recommend it? Not really. I mean, like I said, if you have a specific reason, or if you can find a better terminal for your situation, then use that one, because this one's kind of a lot of headache too, with the stupid configurations. I just wish they do like most of these by default, because it looks ugly, and I don't know, every distribution that I ever use with Xterm, they never try to make it pretty. You know, they just leave it as is. Anywho, that's the reason why I use it, just for images, blinky text, and it's by default on most distribution, I guess. It's kind of lightweight, and, you know, I can do drop down with my script. Anyways, that'll be it for this one.